The favorite to win the Heisman Trophy is Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud by a bit over the unusual odds of the reigning winner, Bryce Young of Alabama. Young's teammate Will Anderson also among the top five, along with Caleb Williams, the USC quarterback and erstwhile Oklahoma signal caller. The next group among the top 10 in terms of the favorites and the odds, Alabama running back Jahmyr Gibbs, a transfer from Georgia Tech, a couple of Texas players, including Bijan Robinson, and then a couple of quarterbacks poised to put up big-time numbers. Quarterbacks putting up big-time numbers. You might sense a theme. Out of this wall of legends, I'm joined by two of the greats, my ESPN colleagues, 1989 Heisman Trophy winner Ware from Houston, and Robert Griffin III, the 2011 Heisman Trophy winner coming from Baylor. So, Andre, unlike recent years, it seems as if that list of players, with a couple of exceptions, are largely proven commodities this year.
Yeah, they are. We've got a returning winner. We've got finalists. We've got a bunch of talented players, Reese, that are going to entertain us for the better part of 2022. And then somebody is going to emerge as a Heisman winner. Robert and I, we kind of came out of nowhere, guys that weren't on a list like this, so to speak. But we've got a lot of talent to watch this season.
Yeah, guys, we do have a lot of talent, and the Heisman Trophy is given to an individual, but we all know it's really about the team, and it's symbolic of an entire nation, a nation of college football fans who know that pride and joy and hope come from a Heisman going to their university. That, to me, is the embodiment of why the Heisman is college football.
I feel confident about our guys we're going to list, but it's worth noting the two favorites last year, Spencer Rattler, DJ Uiagalelei, who had difficult seasons. But the reigning winner and trying to join Archie Griffin as the only two-time winner of the Heisman Trophy is Alabama quarterback Bryce Young. Robert?
Without a doubt, Reese, Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama. I don't know if his name is Bryce or if it's Ice, because he's cold-blooded with the ball in his hands, as you see him showing off the deep arm strength as he hits Jamison Williams down the field against the LSU Tigers. And hey, in the Iron Bowl, he gets sacked 7 times. Doesn't matter. He's still coming out dropping dimes to Corey Brooks. And then you see him right here showing off the patience in the pocket, full command, getting guys to go where he wants them to go and delivering it. And then when he doesn't have the arm and doesn't have the throws, he gets it done with his legs. And that's why he was able to hoist up the trophy last year, and he's coming to his old head trying to do it again this year.
Bryce is the 11th winner to return to college football since Archie Griffin won it back-to-back. Billy Sims wasn't really that close in '79. 5 winners finished third. Tebow probably the closest, even though he finished third. That was a very close race in 2008. And Andre, it really brings up one of the challenges that Bryce is going to face this year, not only against a competitive field, but somehow eclipsing the brilliance he had a year ago.
Yeah, Reese, and when you talk about what you've done a year ago, he's won it last year. There hadn't been any winners, repeat winners ever, other than Archie Griffin. Then you throw in the fact that Will Anderson's on his team and should have a season like 2021. That makes the odds a little stacked against Bryce Young, but he could have one of those seasons that has all of us talking about him as the second Heisman winner ever.
Well, certainly he has a great opportunity. He's also going to be challenged by Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud, another product of the state of California, going east to play his college football, set an Ohio State record for completion percentage last year, among the other spectacular plays he had all season.
Yeah, what you like about him, Maurice, is that he got better from the start of the season through the end of the season. He was playing his best football at the end of last season. Big arm, might have the best arm talent in all of college football. Mobile guy, threw for over 4,400 yards and 44 touchdowns and took care of it with only 6 picks. He can stretch the field. He's got a talented group around him on the offensive side that should lead to a lot of big-time Saturdays for Ohio State and C.J. Stroud.
And then there's Caleb Williams of USC. Unlike Young and Stroud, who have come east to play, Williams leaves Oklahoma after 1 year, goes with Lincoln Riley to USC. He's a dynamic, electric player, Robert.
Yes, he is, Reese. And we talk about these transfer guys, and Caleb Williams from USC, they call him Superman, and he certainly had his cape on last year when he orchestrated one of the most dramatic comebacks we've ever seen, as you see him show off the deep arm against Texas last year. But that's not it. He also has worked to go through his progressions, and he's what I like to call a playmaker, getting out, keeping his eyes down the field and dropping the dime to Mario Williams in the back of the end zone. And then when the moment is its biggest, this guy shines bright like a diamond as you're watching the run seen around the world that upset the Texas Longhorns, and Caleb Williams is ready to put USC on his back just like that and bring them to the promised land.
And it's not just quarterbacks. Alabama's Will Anderson Jr., who led the nation in sacks and set an FBS record for tackles for loss last year, still only finished fifth. Some Alabama fans were irritated he didn't at least get to go with Bryce Young on a trip to New York last year, Andre.
Yeah, I was irritated that he wasn't in New York because I thought he was just that good. You mentioned the 17.5 sacks. He's got every pass rushing move that you can look for. Speed, he can convert speed to power and just flat out overpower guys and get to the quarterback. He can dance. He's got great hands to shed himself and then get in the quarterback's lap. The guy has all that you need, but he's got a guy in Bryce Young that he's going to have to compete with. He should at least get himself to New York this year.
In my judgment, he's the best all-around football player in the country. What do you think, Robert?
Oh, 100%, Reese. He's the best defensive player in the country, and he might be the best overall, like you said. But with 17.5 sacks and 31 tackles for loss, he should have at least been in New York last season. This year, I believe if there was ever a defensive end outside linebacker type to win the Heisman, it would be Anderson Jr. because his will is unmatched.
And Andre, Caleb Williams at USC, he makes the type of flash plays. In addition to being able to put up the big numbers and the excitement around Trojan football, he's got a great opportunity too.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.